Coming to the new education policy which got introduced in the year 2020, and then the Ncfse school education which has got introduced that are there, and is respect for diversity and local context. This is very important. I think you can add a point. We are not doing anything local. No, Meenakshi was, we had told her during annual day, but we could not really find. If Seema could help us find some local potters, that is, go local first and then go global. So most importantly, children must know, if they are living in the state of Haryana, what is the cultural heritage of Haryana, what are the historical values that we carry, what are the places to see. So local context is very important, and it should be mentioned in the curriculum. It should be there in the pedagogy, and it should be spoken about when you talk in the class. Equity and inclusion. I hope you are clear with these words. Equity is, you have one mango divided equally amongst all family members. That is equity, equal distribution. Whereas inclusion is the way, I wish I could show you, the way Youth Power team got the visually blind children to school this year. Those who were impaired and those who were okay, they played on the same ground together. So that is inclusivity. Inclusivity doesn't mean that you separately treat a child away from the group. You need to have this kind of inclination in school too. Community participation should be immense. Community, our nearest community, our parents are the biggest community participants, use of technology, and we keep having things. For example, grade 6 were told to log into Adobe Workshop online, but we had just 55 children who could log in. So I think there should be more emphasis on the children to make use of these facilities when they're given. The unique capabilities identifying in each child, I think you all are very good at that. Any child having a great quality should be identified. Continuous review has to be there. Emphasis on conceptual understanding rather than rote learning. So now open-ended questions we are doing in the primary school also. Children are all trying to answer questions, in the best possible way. The major focus areas in school education is shift to competency-focused teaching. Everyone in school must know the meaning of the word competencies. There are 3 things included in it. Can anyone tell me? What is the meaning of the word competency? Only one hand is up. Yes, ma'am.
Knowledge, skill, and the aptitude.
So it's knowledge, it's knowledge which we know. Yes, sir?
आत्मविश्वास में वृद्धि करना.
3 चीजें, 3 components होते हैं competency में. So the 3 components are, one is knowledge, children acquiring knowledge from others. Please write this down somewhere. This is very important. This is the crux of NEP. Every teacher must know that whatever they are delivering, it's not only the knowledge component that you're giving them, but the skill. A skill cannot be provided by a machine. For that, teachers have those reserve sources. And the third thing is, it is got to do with the attitude of the child. If the child doesn't wish to learn, doesn't have that innate desire to acquire something, then nobody can help the child. So therefore, shift to competency-focused teaching and learning, and then assessments accordingly. And then in competency-focused teaching, we talk about outcomes. Objectives are what the teachers set out with. Learning objectives वो होते हैं जो teachers लेके चलते हैं कि हमें ये करना है. Some of you write down on the board at times learning objectives. And learning outcomes are what you expect the child to demonstrate or learn at the end of what you have taught the child. Here we come to the feedback, which rightly a teacher raised, which we were doing very nicely during the online times, COVID times. I don't want those times to be back, but that practice, which we were doing religiously, where the child was asked, in this class, how much did you understand? Put it down somewhere. So the way you all are maintaining indexes, similarly, per class, if you could maintain an index and the child puts the figure and then sums up, or at the end of the Chapter sums up whether he understood 80%, 90%, 100%, and writes it down. The self-evaluation, reflection is extremely important. And all that was summed up, remember, teachers? And then you all had a recourse to it. You could make out that in my class, in this particular chapter, 65% topic was understood. Next is transforming assessments. Most of the assessments we are having open-ended questions. Tracking student progress across school years. How do we track the progress? We compile the data, anecdotal records that you maintain. On a Mitranet, you upload the marks. Then we also maintain the mark registers. We also have redesigning report cards to assess holistic development of each child. 4 mics, put them in 4 corners, have 4 people to take it up from there. Standard setting and accreditation. What is standard setting? We need to have certain standards in place, and I'll tell you what are those standards. So these are the major focus areas as told by NET, NEP in school education. Now you all are very familiar with this structure. If you go anywhere, you will get this kind of a structure that what is it that we are doing now? The new pedagogical and curricular structure has 3 plus 2, which is 5, plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So this complete component, the foundational component, was not emphasized so much earlier. But now this component is given a lot of emphasis because we need the children to start very well. It so happened that government realized that private schools all right, but in government schools maybe there was some gaps. So you all must understand there are 4 stages. Foundational stage, which is from 3 years of pre-primary, also called as Balvatika. Then 2 years of class 1 and 2, that is age 6 to 8. Now, the child enters grade 1 when the child is 6 plus. So the child is quite capable of understanding. After 10 years from now, when they reach grade 11 and 12, they will be smarter, wiser, 1 year older in their perspectives. Then we come to preparatory, that is grade 3 to 5. Here we have flexibility, play, way or activity based teaching going on. Next we come to the middle stages 6 to 8. Introduction of subject teachers for learning, experiential learning within each subject. No silos should be there between one subject and the other. It has to be interdisciplinary, meaning if you are teaching a topic, say water, you could have poems written on it, language, English, Hindi, French, Sanskrit, wherever, whichever language. You could also talk about different statistics of water, in which continent, how many rivers, the component of water in different oceans. Then when you have to talk about social sciences or sciences, pollution of water, there's so many things that you can teach in one topic, connected with all the subjects. So when we study like this, connecting one topic with all the other subjects is called interdisciplinary, which I think you all are doing in IPBLs. So,
subject-oriented pedagogical and curricular methodology. Subject teachers for learning discussion of the more abstract concept in each subject across the sciences, mathematics, arts, social sciences, and humanities.
Thank you. So thinking, greater attention to life aspirations, greater flexibility in student choice, exposure to more subjects and enable greater flexibility, more frequent assessment of modules. So more frequent assessment of modules you all are doing, the concept tests are being taken, there is more flexibility in student choice. So as per NEP, we need to give students a choice that they want to. As much holistic learning is known as Panchkosha Vikas. It's a term that is connected to our Indian value system. That is Annamaya Kosha, that is physical development, Pranamaya Kosha, development of life energy. And Manomaya Kosha, which is emotional and mental development. And then we have Vijnam Maya Kosha, which is intellectual or cognitive development. Anand Maya Kosha, it is connection with inner self, spiritual development. So what is vocational education? Hands-on, right? So actually no hard separation between arts and science. Between curricular and extracurricular, there should not be any hard separation according to NEP. And between vocational and academic streams, there should not be any distinction. Internship opportunities to learn vocational subjects may be made available to students throughout grade 6 to 12, including holidays. And first point, competency-based teaching. Who can explain? Raise your hands. These are NEP 2020 recommendations. Competency-based teaching means where we integrate knowledge with skills and attitude, right? Second is encouraging 21st century skills. What are 21st century skills?
Critical thinking, collaborative learning, the 6 skills which we already write in our teacher's diary are all included under 21st, 20th century skills, creativity.
Ncfse for foundational years was introduced in October 22, and then for the school education, meaning all the entire rest of the education, was introduced in 23rd August 23. There is a CBSE notice wide 70 numbers notice is there, which explains implementation of this curriculum in the school. So these are the approaches to learning. One is the aim. The first thing, what is the aim of National Curriculum Framework? It gives broad direction to all deliberate efforts of educational systems. Next, the curricular goals. It talks about direction to curriculum development as well as its implementation. The third is the competencies, learning achievements that are observed and can be assessed systematically as per Ncfse. So NCF, National Curriculum Framework, SE is school education. If it is foundational years, then it is FE, like that. And so NCF 23 is based on NEP 2020. This everyone should be very clear. The aims of school education, the National Curriculum Framework. And then the desirable knowledge, capacities, values and dispositions that we are going to follow. And you can see different curricular areas. The curricular areas are languages, which include all kinds of languages. And then there are, computational and mathematical thinking clubbed as one. Science, social science, art education has been given a big space. Now, art education per se, the world has moved now to AIL, Art Integrated Learning. Art per se remains as one component, and its integration with science, with mathematics, with all the STEM subjects. In fact, STEM has become STEAM now. STEAM. Wherever we used to earlier have STEM subjects, that is science, technology, engineering and mathematics. Now we have added an A here, it's become STEAM. Moving on to the middle stage, which is experiential learning, science, maths, art, social sciences, and secondary stage, that is multidisciplinary study, critical thinking, flexibility in the choices of subjects. It's for the same. So I'll come back to this. Now, NCRF, that is National Credit Framework Provision. It enables assignment, accumulation, storage, allows multidisciplinary holistic education. So talk a lot about multidisciplinary, integrated learning and also holistic education. Talk a lot about multiple entry and exits between general and vocational education. So the government also feels that if the child drops a year and comes back to the main forum, then the child should be given the advantage. Removes distinction between general and vocational education, establishes equivalence and allows mobility. So vocational education, higher technical education, school education and elementary education, all these things are integrated. So have you noticed one important thing? Vocational studies are given a lot of importance in National Curriculum Framework. Okay, it enables creditization of all learnings. Now, this is something I'm going to explain now. Look at this. This is the crux of everything, that This also, this is better, it's got only school in it. So for school education, that is preschool to 12, this is how we will be converting their years into credits. So a child in the 5 foundational years up to the age of 5, class 5, would have scored or got 33 credits. Through school boards or through NIOS, they have given equal importance to National Open School. The child can sit at home and learn. Sometimes we have problems, some children are not able to study in regular school hours. We try to explain to the parents, but they find that NIOS is probably something very inferior. It is not. There are many children who now do the higher studies +2 from NIOS and work seriously for IIT entrance or medical entrance, which is pretty okay. So, up to class 5, it is 33. We move to the middle years, 53 credits in grade 6, in 7, 67, 80, and then moving on. So, highest in grade 12 is 160. So, these are the credit points which are given. Now, there are some explanations which we must go through. And attendance of students must be made mandatory, 75%. The hours allocated to each academic year and credits earned per year may be fixed. As per NCRF, total, it's again notional written, it should be read as national. The national learning hours for assignments of credits across school education, higher education and vocational education skilling has been agreed to 1200 hours per year. So every child must study for 1200 hours in a year. And that comes to 40 credits. The scheme of studies for 9 to 12 must be redesigned, updated, should mention the credits and hours against each subject and component of assessment. So we're going to do that from next year. The guidelines have already come, so it's important that all of you prepare yourself. As for the scheme of studies or respective board, the number of hours per subject may be fixed, and accordingly credits to be earned per subject need to be fixed. The curriculum of each subject must be divided as per the hours allocated. This is important. Each school period is usually 45 minutes or slightly less or more. Total learning hours per subject in school is approximately 160 hours. Check, is it? And minimum 40 to 50 hours per subject is earmarked for project work, peer learning, self-study, thus totaling to 210 hours. So we really need to see, are we dedicating this kind of time, including the Saturdays, including the online time that we give to the children. Thank you all for being patient listeners. I really enjoyed spending these 2 beautiful hours with you. I hope whatever learning is there, you will be able to. This is your home task, wherein you need to write, reflect upon the lesson plan diary that you people are writing every day. And are you encouraging collaboration? Are you building critical creative thinking skills? Are you developing all these skills? If you are not, then try to do them. This is kind of a checklist to make things even better. Thank you so much. Stay blessed, all of you.